Solve the system of equations using any method. Well, in beginning algebra, there is a graphing method, but the problem with that is it's not very accurate. If the two lines cross, and the point where they cross is at 7.3, most likely our graphs are not going to be accurate enough to be able to read that off the graph. Another way we could do it is either the substitution or elimination method. I think I'm going to use elimination. So with this, what I do is, first of all, instead of having them side by side, I put one on top and the other one below it. So I've got 5x plus 7y equals 12. 4x minus 3y is equal to 33. And then what I do is multiply this equation by something, multiply this equation by something else, so that, for example, this can become a 20x and this can become a negative 20x. That way, when I combine like terms or add the two equations together, the positive 20x and the negative 20x will cancel each other out. So I need to, on this one, multiply. To make this a 20x, I have to multiply by a 4. And I'm going to have to multiply the whole equation by a 4. I'll do that next. And then for this one, to make this a negative 20x, I'll need to multiply by a negative 5. And then I like to work across doing this. Then go ahead and multiply this out. So this is going to be 20x plus 28y is equal to 4 times 12. So make sure you multiply this guy by 4 also. That's going to be 48. And then over here, distribute the negative 5. So negative 20x. Negative times negative will be positive 15y. And then a negative 5 times 33. Well, let's see. If it was times 30, that would be 150. Times 3 is a 15 more. That's 165 negative. All right, then combine like terms. So let's see. This is going to be 30, but with 13 is 43y, and 165 negative and 48 positive. Negative 1, come on calculator. Negative 165 plus 48, that's negative 117. And then we would need to divide both sides by 43. So we could use a decimal answer, it didn't specifically say, or we could use a fraction. The fraction is not going to reduce. It's a little more accurate to use the fraction because with the decimal, that third decimal place has been rounded. So that means the third decimal place is already not accurate. So now what we do is take this that we got for y and substitute it into one of the equations. It doesn't matter which, they'll both give you the same answer. So I'm going to use this one since I'm already pointing to it. So then you substitute that in. So it's going to be 5x plus 7 times what we got for y equals 12. So then we need to multiply here. If you're watching this in order to prepare for the AccuPlacer, there are times on more complicated problems like this that the AccuPlacer will allow you to use a little calculator for multiplying, dividing, etc. So let's see, we've got 7 times 117 is 819. So this is saying 5x minus 819 43rds equals 12. Then we need to move this to the other side, so add 819 40-thirds to both sides. And it would say 5x equals, so let's see, we've got a, sorry about that glare, 12 plus 819 40-thirds. And as a fraction, that is 1335 40-thirds. And now in order to solve for x, we just need to divide by 5. So divide by 5 and divide by 5. On the left-hand side we have x. And then this 5 will divide into the 1335 since this ends in 5. 267 times. So it's going to be 267 40-thirds. And I know that that's reduced because earlier when I had this in the calculator, I asked the calculator what the fraction was and it always gives me the reduced form. Now the final thing is to put the answer right here. It should be written as an ordered pair because this is a point where the two lines are crossing, so I should write it as a point. X is 267 40-thirds and y is negative 117 40-thirds.